Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, how are you? Sometimes we find ourselves quite exhausted, absolutely, totally unmotivated, unwilling to work, and feel like there is nothing which I'm going to do, which I need to do, which I like to do. A situation like that one is called the burnout. Burnout, does happen off and on in our life. Some of the people are experiencing a very bad situation because of the burnout. So, for that reason, it has become very important for each one of us to be able to understand what exactly the burnout is, what are its negative impacts upon our life, how to prevent it or how to treat it. So, that is something which we need to talk about, my dear friends and fellows. Let's begin. Then let's try to understand what this burnout is. Burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion caused by prolonged stress, overwork, and lack of balance in the life. So, what is this? Burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion. Yes, caused by prolonged stress, prolonged overwork, and prolonged lack of balance in the life. So that is what exactly the burnout is. We are going to talk about what are its negative impacts upon our life. So there are 8 major negative impacts upon our life. Number one, it is the physical health problems. Physical health problems. Yes, like chronic fatigue, like insomnia, are like the digestive issues, chronic fatigue, feeling tired for quite a lot of time, unable to sleep properly, and then it is the digestive issues. The digestion system is not working properly. That is the first negative impact. And the second is mental health concerns. The second negative impact of the burnout on our life is mental health concerns like depression, anxiety, and mood swings. Depression, anxiety, and mood swings. The third major negative impact, it is the strained relationships with the family, with the friends, and with the colleagues. Strained relationships. Now, the fourth negative impact of it is reduced productivity and performance. Reduced productivity and performance. The fifth major negative impact of the burnout on our lives is it is the loss of motivation and the loss of purpose. We feel totally unmotivated to work and we feel like there is no purpose in my life for me. Now, the sixth major negative impact of the burnout, that is decreased productivity and decreased innovation. Decreased productivity on one hand, decreased innovation on the other hand. The seventh negative impact, it is the weakened immune system. If at all we are somewhat safe and immune from the diseases, although the diseases are there around us, so it means that we do have an immune system. But as for this burnout is concerned, It weakens our immune system. The eighth and the last, negative impact of the burnout on our life. It is the increased absenteeism and turnover. Increased absenteeism on the one hand, increased turnover on the other hand. So these are the eight major negative impacts of the burnout on our lives. Now we are going to talk about how to handle and manage it. What are the tips to do all that? So there are 10 important tips which are going to be presented here. First of all, it is set realistic goals and priorities. Setting realistic goals, not an unrealistic goals, but the realistic one, the achievable one, the attainable one, not too big, not an unrealistic one at all. We need to set the clear goals on the one hand, and of course, we need to prioritize everything else on the agenda. We need to set the priorities on the other hand. So the second tip, it is establish a healthy work-life balance. Establishing a work-life balance, a healthy work-life balance. Like there should be time to work and there should be the time to relax as well. Because we have to work for a longer period of time, not for a day, week, month. It is now the third tip is practice self care. Practice self care. Like what? Like exercises, physical exercise, like the meditation, like the relaxation techniques. Practice self care. It is the daily exercise, it is the relaxation techniques, it is the meditation. Now, the fourth important tip is take regular breaks and vacation. Taking regular breaks. So, one such idea is to have a break at the workplace prior to the lunch. This break should be called a tea break. A little bit of the snack if you feel a bit hungry, and then of course a cup of tea, etc., or any refreshing drink. The other is the very famous of all that is the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro technique says that 25 minutes of focused work followed by 5 minutes of break, but this break should not be at the work seat. Go slightly away and then come back after the 5 minutes. After doing it for 3 times, we need to have a larger break of at least 25 minutes. So that is the Pomodoro technique. Take regular breaks and vacations. Vacations are also necessary. One weekly off day, at least it is necessary. Two weekly off days, Saturday, Sunday, it's even better. But after a year or 6 months, we need to go out for at least 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So now the fifth tip is seek support from loved ones, from the mentors and therapy as well. Seeking support from the loved ones, seeking support from the mentors and seeking the therapy as well. So that the excuse me. The sixth important tip is learn to say no and set boundaries. Learning to say no. Every request or every invitation is not worth accepting. Whatever somebody is saying or requesting or inviting, it might not be worth doing. So learn to say no politely but firmly. Then it is setting of the boundaries. Boundary setting is very important. Boundary setting, it is very important. There should be rules and regulations. There should be setting of boundaries, then making it enforcing your boundaries as well, politely but firmly. Do not let anybody overstep or violate these boundaries, and do not overstep or violate the boundaries of other people as well. Learn to say no and set boundaries. The seventh important tip is engage in activities that bring joy and fulfillment. Engaging in the activities that bring joy, that bring fulfillment. The eighth important tip for preventing and the burnout, it is prioritize sleep and nutrition. Prioritizing sleep, prioritizing nutrition, 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night is very important. At the same time, avoiding the junk food but providing yourself with the nutritious food is important. The ninth important tip is reevaluate and adjust your values and priorities. Reevaluating it on the one hand, adjusting and reevaluate and adjust your values and priorities. Values, adjust your values, adjust your priorities, reevaluate all that. Reevaluation and adjustment of your values and priorities. The tenth and the last tip is that consider seeking professional help if symptoms persist. If the symptoms does not go away, then it is important to consider the professional help. And lastly, please remember one thing, that prevention and early intervention are keys to managing the burnout. The more important point to remember is that it is the prevention and early intervention which are more important, are the key to managing the burnout. So it is a very important, useful, beneficial topic indeed. That's all from me at the moment. Thank you.